This one was inspired by a classic. It's called I Will Survive. As long as I know how to love, of course it's tacky. Heartbreak is a tacky, messy business. And if you never sat on the edge of a sink in a ladies' loo in some dodgy nightclub, bawling your eyes out, while your best mates and total strangers put their arm around you saying, he's a bastard, don't be worrying about it, love, then you haven't lived. And real friends are the ones who are still there at 4 in the morning, holding your hair out of your eyes as you crouch over the toilet bowl, puking your guts up, in between long, complicated tales of Michael or Sean or David or whatever his name is, who's the reason you haven't bothered to ring them for the past 3 months. And they listen to you with the patience of all the saints put together, until this song comes on, when they haul you onto the dance floor, pouring still more vodka and Red Bull down your throat. And no matter how sophisticated you think you are, you will discover you know all the words. And maybe you won't slit your wrists over them after all, because as long as there are glitter balls and pumping music and friends to put you comatose into the taxi home, you'll be all right. Thank you very much.
People say to me, B, your rhymes are so light, so trite. Why do you write about these characters of consequence, all of them mad as hatters? Why don't you write instead about pastimes and lives of statesmen, great women, of their struggles and achievements, you know, about shit that matters? Well, don't get me wrong, they say. I don't mean to sound critical, but why don't you write stuff that's more political? Look around. Europe's become a police state. People everywhere consumed by bigotry and hate. All over the world there are forest fires raging. You got Bush waging war, claiming to detect but secretly aiming to perfect weapons of mass destruction, and you perplexing us with reflections on the heavenly 70s and the funky grooves of brass construction. Don't you get it? No one cares. Wants to hear about your obsession with the size of women's thighs and their asses. Why don't you write about postnatal depression? Or better still, the worldwide economic recession, capitalist oppression of the working class, the plight of suffering masses? To which I reply, why don't you?
Have you learnt about the Black Death and the plague in your history lessons? No? No? Who has? Who hasn't? Yes? Raise your hand if you have. That's most of you. Well, the people who died were buried all over London, and sometimes when they're putting up new buildings in London and they're digging up, they come across these bones. So I thought I'd write about those bones. This poem is called London Bone. Beneath the hot foot stomp of our souls, stacked one on top of the other, 5 deep, bones, load-bearing secrets of the capital's concrete. On the Euston Road, 12 of their number lie sleeping on glassy black sand to wake no more. Eyes scooped dry of memory, jokes snatched from mandibles. Slow grind of the unnamed, equaling death, attrition of phalanges, ribs, patellas stained London soil tobacco yields calcified stories in slim shards of data, like bark thin to paper. Here, pauper's cranium pock-marked with pox and poverty, and here, a monk who liked fur, vertebrae dripping like candle wax with fat and plenty. An old man, cheery in toothlessness, decays back to nature, spine rusted to hinges. Arrowhead embedded in backbone of Roman. The green lady, medieval and minted, bears a toothpaste green rictus as if to say, we matter, don't we? Bone bends in dim light so that we can live, propping up office blocks, rattling along with the tube, feeding a clump of roses at what was the single woman's crossbones. Under Euston Road, the tiny, perfect skeleton, a fetus laid out like a stringless marionette. Light shines the warp and weft of cartilage and hard tissue, weaving a lesson in the articulation of calcium. Thanks.
Gone in the blink of an eye, bomb getting dropped from the sky. Has God long forgot you and I? Foreigner stopped and shot on the site. Frontline tossed on the pile, stressed by Frank and his style. What till we die? It takes a lifetime to poison a child. Boys and girls of the world and the universe personified, never held in high regard, not built. Schools don't utilize skills. English pulls us for real. No one don't talk like that, so we overly engage for thrills. No one been taught about crabs, only been taught about kill. Black who don't walk the track, black who ain't used to the drill. We say that they used going mad, but only now is it that we introduce 5 fruits in the day. You do the math, nuked, chewed, spat. Soldier stabbed on the field. Search, Google my apps. Give the juice back to the real. Opportune moments I grab juice uppercase caps, blocking my break from the norm. Lost in a pop-up when logging off, and all roads still lead to porn and escape. Travel lodge, wizard of war. Back to the day job of lust. Men getting back from the mock-up, get sacked, still pay taxes on products. Taken for pushover, shoving a soft touch, but it don't take much, they don't give up. They don't take much, they don't give up. Still hold on to the love, even when pen puts the cost up, or we get sentenced for love. I sent to the zoo or the lockup, losing the room with the view of the soccer. No hard food, tune for the fosters, no included offers. Gone in the blink of an eye, still hold on to the love. Gone in the blink of an eye, still hold on to the love, and it's gone in the blink of a. Still hold on to the love, and it's gone in the blink of an eye. Still hold on to the banana to patako, the banana to patako, the banana to patako, the banana.